Hey guys, this is Blue Nola. I hope all is well. So today we're going to do a reading that is questionable, right? A questionable situation between Marques Houston and his new 19-year-old bride. I had a few people requested this. Now, let me be clear. I am being very careful with this reading because of some of the stuff that clearly has been said over time and different things of that nature. So I'm going to ask certain questions, but it's not going to go too, I'm not going to go too crazy with it because first of all, I want the video to be monetized. I want the video to stay up and, but at the same time, I do have some questions about this situation. I'm going to be honest, this whole situation with Marques Houston, this girl, Chris Stokes, her supposedly, part of their circle, so young, and her calling, Chris Stokes' dad and being on this credited for movies, even though they claim it was a mistake or somebody had done it. I don't know. Anyway, all of this is very odd situation. So we're gonna just kind of look into it a little bit just to see what's really going on. First of all, what is the real situation with Chris Stokes and Marques Houston? Like, what is really going on, right? What they like in some type of little cult or something? I mean, that's a weird energy. If you look at the pictures, if you just look at them overall, there's a serious weird energy behind these people, and it's just something I just can't shake. So we're gonna go ahead and just do a reading on it. I have so many questions. So of course I saw, everybody, posting it, different blogs and stuff like that. And I even watched Chronicle Speaks. I like her. I also love the Impressive channel. Not Chronicle Speaks, but the Impressive channel actually was the one who actually did a video on it. And just based on the comments from there, people were like, when are we going to do a movie called Surviving Chris Stokes, right? And if you recall, Raz B and a guy named Quentin Tarver, they came out and said that stuff had, weird, they had some stuff going on with them. And I just feel like people just kind of swept it under the rug. I feel like what's going to happen with, what's his name, Chris Stokes, and even Marques Houston, it's going to be like an R. Kelly situation. One day this energy feels like this all is going to come to a head, right? Which means things are going to start to be exposed, and I don't know, there's just a weirdness. There's a weirdness in the story, the pictures, the vibe, everything that's going on. But it's almost like people don't talk about it, and that's the thing. That's how R. Kelly was able to get away with what he did for so long, right? So Marques Houston is 38. His new fiance Mayana is 19. And it seems like as soon as she became of age, of course, the relationship was brought to light. Now, people meet and date and get engaged quickly. So, we don't know about it, from 18 to 19, did the relationship take shape, or was there a situation where he was actually dating her before she was legal? Said she was a runaway and had all kind of issues. Listen, being a runaway and having problems with the family, that's all, a part of having some issues that can, push a person into the wrong situation. But I'm not going to focus on if she was a runaway. They already have that documented. This reading is really more about, like, what's really going on, right? I have two sets of cards. They're from the same company, but I'm going to use one as a reading and one as confirmation. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this reading, guys. And thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're one of my regulars, welcome. Thank you for coming through. And don't forget to share this video. Again, this is an energy around Chris Stokes and Marques Houston. Spirit, what is the energy around their relationship? Now, they say they're Jehovah's Witnesses now, right? What is the energy around their relationship? Let's look at past energy first. The past energy between Marques Houston and Chris Stokes. Now, Marques Houston was what, in B2K? He was on Sister Sister. Chris Stokes is like I guess he was like dealing with two boy bands, B2K and I can't remember the other band. But he's now like a movie director or whatever, or not movie director, but he's involved with the movies. Listen, I literally touched on this, and then I didn't want to pull too much information because I wanted the reading to be authentic. Chris Stokes and Marques Houston. Let these just fall out. So let's just look at the energy around their relationship. Okay, 2 more cards fell out, but I'm gonna actually just let them sit on the side until I'm done. Energy around their relationship. Sneakiness. There's an energy around them being dishonest. That's the energy I feel. This family thing that they got going on, that's a big front. That's a front, right? There's an energy of being sneaky, an energy of being hiding. There's an energy around hiding. They use this family thing as a front to kind of do things that they shouldn't be doing. There's some energy around inappropriateness. This is what it talks about, right? There's an energy around control in front of the public and no control behind the scenes. And what I mean is that there's an image that's being put out there, but behind the scenes there's a different story, right? It feels like one day somebody's gonna stand up besides the 2 people that stood up and say, like, this, what we're seeing is not what the situation really is. This energy really talks about relationships. There's a relationship. There's an energy of a relationship that was going on. That this is the energy of a relationship that's going on that feels like it's still going on today, but has ended. What's going on? Yeah, it feels like an energy that had been going on, but no longer going on, right? So if it just feels like an energy of a relationship that was going on. And I say that because the ace the ace of cups talks about a relationship. This talks about an affair. This talks about a friendship. This talks about love and hate. This talks about true love. You understand, this is a energy of a relationship as well. The Page of Pentacles, of course, represents, people working together and building together, and this is like, it feels like a partnership now, right? Like a partnership. This is the energy of a partnership. Also, there's an energy of just selfishness, right? There's a selfish energy, an empty energy. There are 2 cards in here about empty energy. There's a block, there's emptiness. These 2 cards represent together emptiness, right? So I just feel like there's an energy around people being blocked from seeing the truth of the matter. There's an energy around, like, even if you dug and you started digging, it feels like it's like a web, right? And it feels like a block or being stopped from seeing the truth. I don't know. I just feel like the energy between these 2 is really weird in terms of Marques Houston. Because remember, this is a reading about Marques Houston and what's this man named Chris Stokes. So it feels like people who are going to stand together to the end. They've built wealth together. They've done business together. They literally try to avoid any potential issues, right? Like trying to cover things up, trying to keep things quiet, trying not to bring attention. But you bring attention based on your actions, right? Why are you bringing a runaway into your situation, mingling with your children, and calling them, having this person call you dad, and marrying or a friend of the family who's 38 years old? Everything seems so odd in this situation. I've had a couple of friends over time that left home. They weren't runaways, but they left home and went with their parents. At no point did they call my dad, right? That's just a weird situation, especially in African American households. So that's just something that I don't feel people do just in general, but I could be wrong. Confirmation. So let's just go ahead and Just keep on pulling. Yeah, it's like two energies. It's an energy of like, again, showing the world that we're united, we're a community, we're home, but then there are conflicts inside of the home. There are conflicts inside of the home, right? Again, this feels like this is a weird energy between them. This is a weird energy between them. Very, very well weird energy. Um, right now, I feel like the energy between in this situation is stressed out, right? Oh God, I hope this blows over. I hope this just blows over. I hope that like people just stop talking about this and let this go. That's the energy I'm feeling, right? Also feeling like, like somebody in their camp, somebody around them, is pushing this up, and not, I mean, but the public is picking this up too. Like, it's not, this is an energy of them feeling like we are trying to push things up and stab them in their backs and create a narrative that's not there. Um, Again, there's some energy around them. This is a weird energy between Chris Stokes and Marques Houston. There's a weird energy around it. So don't be surprised if you hear somebody say that they've probably been in something for years, right? Off and on for years. I still feel like, even though I said there's an energy of it ending, I still feel like there's an energy of it. So there is a weirdness that's going on between these guys, right? There's a weird energy, all right? Um, and I'm not even about to go there because, like, some people enjoy when you expose people and some people just don't feel like it's your business. And at the end of the day, I'm going to just keep it at there's a weird energy that's going on between them, right? All right, so let's look into the relationship between Marques Houston and this teenager, Mayana. And let's just look at the energy around their relationship. Spirit is the energy around Marques Houston and Mayana. Because this is a real reason why we're here. Like the whole thing with Chris Stokes and B2K and everything that happened with Rasby and Quentin Tarver, that's like a whole nother reading. Wow. Let's go ahead and just pull a few more cards. And this Nine of is trying to come out, right? We're going to pull 3 more cards for the relationship between Marques Houston and Mayana. I can see this relationship eventually ending. I can see this kind of spinning out of control. This just feels like an energy around people just not letting go about this situation, right? Creating a lot of anxiety, right? Pushing the relationship to a boiling point. You got to remember he's dealing with a teenager. This is what it feels like. And she looks like she's being well taken care of in terms of financially. That's what it looks like to me. There's just a lot of doubt in this relationship. There's a lot of, like, this relationship is not as it appears to be. This feels like being a kept person. This is what this energy feels like. Outside of that, this feels like no success, fears, it's concerns. This is the energy in their relationship, right? Lacking true satisfaction, lacking happiness. So you have a fear card and you have lacking true joy. So it's like, again, this relationship and also no success. So you have 3 cards about this relationship. It's not what it appears to be. That's what it feels like to me, right? This just feels like conflict. Things are disorganized. So not only 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards about, a lack of harmony, feeling disorganized, feeling like things are just kind of like not where it should be. And then you have the World card in reverse. And again, that talks about emptiness. This talks about doubt. So this girl feels like, to be truthfully honest, this girl, Mayana, she feels like Queen of Pentacles, just there for security purposes. Like almost like an energy around, okay, I'm going to be in this situation so I can have a place to live. I can live comfortably. I can dress well. I'm being taken care of. But all the while there are concerns, similar to the energy around the girls that, were in R. Kelly's situation to a certain extent. It's the same exact energy, right? That's what it feels like to me. So let's look at, how does Mayana really feel about How does she really feel about Marques Houston? Because right now, the general energy is like she's really just there for the security of the situation. But how does she really feel about Marques Houston? This is Marques Houston and Mayana. How does she really feel about Marques Houston? Same energy of, again, same energy of a person who's just like, it's almost like this card could also represent punishment too. Like it could represent punishment. Person feeling like they're in prison to a situation, right? She knew them prior to turning 18 or whatever. That's the energy. Okay. That's the energy of this situation. She knew them prior to that. Like she can end up pregnant and in the whole nine. But the bottom line in this situation is this is about again, this is it, even though she's in this situation, they kind of like saved her from being like this wayward person with no place to go and no place to be, right? This is the energy, right? They feel like a lot of this that's being talked about is just like a lot of miscommunications, like the media pushing this, that. But I'm going to give you the honest to goodness truth. She still has an energy of a person who feels trapped in this situation to a certain degree, right? And the Empress card is here, which talks about, again, it's like she loves the luxury of it all. She loves the luxury. Where is the love in these cards? So Spirit, what is the energy around Mayana, and how does she feel about Marques Houston? What is her genuine, true feelings around Marques Houston? Because we could see that things aren't as they appear to be. Definitely with her. They definitely have a relationship. They're definitely building a life together. They're definitely building a life together. And that bottom line, they're building a life together. Right? Energy. Right? This is like development. She needs I just really feel like there's some development that needs to happen. Of course, she's only 19 years old. She is in a relationship with him, a full-fledged, full-on relationship with him. Right? He is building a home with her. He is in her life to take care of her, be this person. He is having a full-fledged relationship with her. So this is not a situation where it's just like him just showing her on social media. So that's why they have a certain level of closeness with them. There's a certain level of closeness when you see them on the pictures because they are connecting in that way. They have been connecting in that way. I can see this relationship ending up in heartbreak and strife, especially for her side, because these cards represent her. Spirit, give me the energy around, how does, again, confirmation over the relationship with Mayana. Queen of Cups energy, right? She's dependent upon him, right? She's dependent. Energy around her in the relationship. But I do feel like there is love. I do feel like there's love to him. There is love. So I'm going to stand corrected on that. I feel like there is love, but there's also a feeling of wanting to be cared for. And that's really the truth of the matter. Again, there's frustration in a relationship. Yep, Ten of Cups. So this feels like a person who ran into this situation or got herself involved because she had a lot of stuff going on in her life for her family, right? So this situation, again, no matter how wacky and weird it is, it really kind of almost saved her in a way from being homeless or involved in other things and different things of that nature. Let's look at the energy around Marques Houston towards Mayana. So there is love for him, but there is a sense of being trapped. There is a weird energy going on, right? So there's a really weird energy going on between them in terms of the relationship. There's an undercurrent, right? I love this person, but there's an undercurrent to the real situation and how she's feeling. Spirit, what is the energy around Mayana? How does Marques Houston feel about Mayana? I don't believe for 1 second. Okay, let me say this. I don't believe for 1 second that this man wasn't dealing with her under 18 years old. I don't believe it, right? Inappropriateness is in this card, right? That's really the bottom line. This card, the High Priestess, this represents predatory behavior. predatory behavior, secrets, and hidden agendas. There's no way he was dating this girl. There's no way he was dating her before she made 18 years old. He's not telling the truth. He's not telling the truth. Yeah, this feels like, it feels like keeping it quiet, right? That's the energy that's here. All right. He decided to go forward. He's happy with her, but let me be clear. He was definitely dealing with her before she turned legal age. It takes all his strength to deal with her sometimes because she's 19, right? He's a grown man. She's 19 years old, right? Again, this feels like a new beginning for them, but he's not being honest about the fact that they were dealing with each other prior to. Bottom line. All right, so let's just look into the future of their relationship. This is for what? Marques Houston and Mariana. Yeah, this is such a big story. Like, I just want to be careful because I don't want to get into anything crazy and then my video have a problem. Yeah. Eight of Swords energy. That's interesting, huh? That talks about freedom, about them having freedom, having balance, but eventually the relationship is some imbalance in the relationship. He has to maintain control with her. He has to maintain some control with her, right? Because there's an energy around her of going through depression or having some emotional problems. That's the energy that it feels like. Right? They're gonna try to keep this as quiet as possible. Right? They're gonna try to keep things as quiet as possible moving forward now that it's been exposed. But yeah, there's definitely like an energy and an air. And this is the outcome of their relationship. There's definitely an energy and an air in this relationship of dishonesty. People are not going to tolerate that behavior. I don't care how you try to dress it up. Say you're a Jehovah's Witness, she was a friend of the family. There's dishonesty in these cards, right? That's the bottom line. It feels like eventually this relationship will come to an end. That's what it feels like to me. That's exactly what it feels like to me. It just feels like they're going to be it's overwhelmed, like giving up. That's the energy. They also have like a card in here, like almost like not getting married, or even if they get married, it's going to be short-lived. So that's what it feels like to me. Let's ask this question. When it's all over between Marques Houston and this teenager, will she speak out about it? What is the energy? Because, trust me, they probably have help signing an NDA. Make sure I'm good. Signing an NDA and everything. She probably will never be able to talk about it. But will she talk about it one day? Nope. Feels like she will never talk about their relationship. It'll stay quiet. Yep. Let's ask this question. She's really naive too, and again, she's being taken advantage of. That's the energy that was actually in that next card. She's not going to talk about it, and it feels like being taken advantage of. Let's look into the energy around. Will Chris Stokes be like exposed one day for who he really is? Because there's a sinister energy underneath that. Will Chris Stokes be ever? It feels like an energy of just people talking and not people. Like this, just like right now, the story is all over the place. Nobody's putting anything concrete down. People are not really coming forward with the information. Will he ever be exposed? It just feels like this man is going to continue to like make money and move forward and show strong face. Continue to be reckless. Continue to have secrets in his situation, right? Will Chris Stokes ever be exposed? It feels like a person that, doesn't feel like he'll ever be exposed. Let's look into, will Marques Houston ever be exposed? Because they definitely had some cards in there around secrets, secrets, hidden agendas, predatory behavior. Page of Swords energy. You're going to hear people gossip about Marques Houston. They're going to really try to throw Marques more under the bus than they're trying to throw Chris Stokes under the bus. They have more, there's more of an energy around people coming together against him. And maybe it's because of this relationship with this teenage girl, but this is talking about people talking. This is an energy of fears boiling up. This is people coming together. Marques Houston, Queen of Swords energy here. That's like people talking about him. Ace of Swords energy. Ace of Wands energy, sorry. It just feels like an energy of people having a desire to, but again, not getting the story exactly correctly. Correct. A lot of like, that's the problem. Like, come forward with a story that's tangible that people like, not, it doesn't, people just, it's like all over the place. This era of non-confirmation, because that allows people to get away with it. Get away with things they shouldn't be getting involved with. All right, guys, so this is a Blue Nola. This is just a quick reading on Marques Houston, his relationship with Mayana, a little information about Chris Stokes. There's definitely some weird energy between Chris Stokes and Marques Houston. Spirit, give me the energy again between Marques Houston and Chris Stokes. Jack, I cannot. Inappropriateness. They keep coming up with a card. This is, again, remember, guys, the Hierophant is what? Inappropriate behavior. Inappropriate behavior. Bleeding blindly, right? There's inappropriateness in this card, child. Anyway, y'all, I'm not about to get this, I'm just going to come to y'all and just give y'all this tea here, but, child, that's a whole lot. That's like a part 1, part 2, part 3 when you talk about Chris Stokes, B2K, Raspy, and all this other stuff that was going on around them. That's a whole nother video. But to confirm it, Mayana and him, it feels like an energy of them having a relationship prior to. It feels like inappropriateness going on. It feels like predatory behavior. It's a whole lot. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing is really important. Remember, I'm trying to get to like 4K. And that's a short-term goal. The goal is to, of course, grow the channel more and more every day. But if you wouldn't mind giving me like, a subscription, that would be great. And have a great day. Stay blessed and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.